was number one last night, but for her rookie season, she's only making $76,000. I say only, but that's just in comparison to other NBA players.
So she's going to be a multimillionaire.
Caitlin Clark is essentially the WNBA's walking stimulus package, but she's only making $76,000 a year. I know it hurts, but let that sink in. The WNBA has a gold mine in Caitlin Clark, and they're paying her like she's working the concession stand. I think that using the platform she's gained with all these followers nationally, but also internationally, there's also a chance of having a $250,000 contract or addition for marketing the WNBA. The WNBA needs to wake up, pay Caitlin Clark, celebrate her, or watch her take her skills elsewhere, because we all know who would lose in that situation. I'm sure she'll get that too. They may not have realized that Caitlin Clark does more than just play basketball. She changes the game, and whether the league likes it or not, the fans are here for her. The numbers and the passion she brings to the court don't lie.
Yeah, I think using the platform she has that she's gained with all these followers nationally, but also globally.
Yes, you read correctly. Caitlin Clark turned basketball into a national event last season. From sold-out arenas to skyrocketing viewership, the numbers were astounding. The Indiana Fever's home opener tickets cost $271 for the cheapest seat, more than 29 out of 30 NBA teams' openings. For comparison, Caitlin Clark's performance in a WNBA game created more buzz than the best NBA stars. A good seat at an NBA game or nose beds at a Caitlin Clark showcase may be yours for $271. Talk about priorities.
Now, word on the street is that Caitlin Clark basically made around $11 million.
Changes. I think the eyeballs on this number, $76,000. Now, again, she's making much more than that. Her endorsements are into the million.
And it goes beyond the cost of the tickets. Let's be clear, Clark has reportedly increased income for the city of Indianapolis alone by $36 million since being drafted. The city's restaurants, hotels, and other businesses are all benefiting, but Clark herself is pocketing the money. Fans are baffled as to how the league can justify paying her the same as athletes who, with all due respect, couldn't fill a high school gym given the difference in her influence.
I want y'all to tell me, what do y'all not like about Caitlin Clark? Is it the media coverage? Do you not like?
Comments like, Clark is the reason this league is still afloat, and how does she not have her own private jet by now? Were among the sarcastic and shocked reactions that flooded social media when it was revealed that she is responsible for 25% of the WNBA's total revenue, one player 25%. However, the WNBA's response crickets, not to mention the TV numbers, which frequently showed more people watching Clark's games than marquee. One example of an NBA showdown is her college game, which attracted 3.2 million viewers, more than the Warriors versus Celtics clash, which drew 3 million. Indeed, women's basketball performed better than the NBA, but rather than applauding this historic change, some WNBA players and critics found reasons to be critical.
On the tickets to the Indiana Fever home opener right now, the cheapest ticket to get you into the building to see Caitlin Clark, $271. And as the tweet here says, that's more expensive than 29 of the 30 NBA teams' home opener lowest priced ticket. That's pretty impressive. I'm going to give you one more here, Ron, before I get your thoughts. A valuation expert estimates that Caitlin Clark has generated somewhere on the order of 36 million extra dollars of revenue for the city of Indianapolis.
Oh please, Caitlin Clark could walk on water, and someone would be upset that she couldn't swim. In the meantime, the league prominently displayed her face on their homepage, making the point very evident. Everyone knows that Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's meal ticket, but the league salary cap keeps her fixed at $76,000, which is hardly enough to pay rent in most cities, let alone live like the superstar she is. Fans are furious and demanding a change in player compensation, arguing that Clark's contribution goes beyond statistics and that it is about elevating the WNBA to a level that no one else has.
Well, I mean, that's a more rational request, at least. The only problem is the WNBA, until Caitlin Clark, had no revenue.
Even though they don't seem to fully understand it yet, the WNBA is fortunate to have Caitlin Clark despite the hate. Whether it's draining logo 3ES, threading impossible passes, or rallying her team in clutch moments, she delivers every time. As the league prepares for another season, the question isn't whether Caitlin Clark will continue to dominate, but rather whether the WNBA will finally step up and treat her like the superstar she is because, let's face it, without Clark, the league wouldn't just lose revenue. It would stop beating.
She obviously spaces the floor for us. She makes tough buckets. She gives us another option on the floor to run our off-ball screening action for. She gives us another player that can play with the ball in her hands in the two-man game. She just has a really high IQ and understanding of the game.
It's time for the WNBA to wake up, pay Caitlin Clark, celebrate her, or watch her take her skills elsewhere because she doesn't just play basketball. She changes the game, and whether the league likes it or not, the fans are rooting for her. The numbers and the passion she brings to the court don't lie. Let's get right to the point. Caitlin Clark's debut season was a complete sensation, encompassing more than just basketball. As if it were no great issue, a rookie straight out of college was able to piggyback 25% of the WNBA's ticket sales, retail money, and TV viewership. The league that has been fighting for decades to gain widespread recognition finally had a golden goose, and surprise, surprise, it was Caitlin Clark. However, rather than giving her the recognition she deserves, they gave her a rookie contract worth $7,653 follow, which is less than what some college students earn from peddling coding apps they built in their dorms.
And she was drafted by the Fever.
And let's not even discuss the cost of the tickets. People were paying hundreds or even thousands of dollars to watch Clark play in a single game, and the courtside seats were selling for NBA-level prices. For the finance novices, it's not just hype, it's a return on investment. Although the men's championship game couldn't even reach 16 million viewers, the NCAA Women's Championship game, with Clark, attracted 19 million. Let's keep acting like her impact is comparable to that of your typical rookie. Doesn't that make perfect sense? The WNBA's salary disparity is absurd. Let's dissect it. The total of $338,500 for Clark's 4-year rookie contract seems like a lot. Until you understand that it's probably what LeBron James creates during commercial breaks every time he blinks. Before they ever play a professional game in the first round, NBA rookies frequently sign deals worth millions of dollars. NBA picks are landing deals of at least $50 million, but really, Caitlin should be happy with her peanuts since she gets to be seen and has the opportunity to advance her career.
Salary gap between male and female athletes are shameful. Clark, it's bigger than TV.
Even Angel Reese, another well-known figure in women's basketball, has attempted to claim equal credit for increasing the league's popularity, but statistics don't lie. This is where things get even better or worse, depending on your tolerance for nonsense. Critics love to minimize her impact, acting as though the WNBA's growth should focus on everyone, not just Clark. The argument goes that focusing on one player doesn't help the league in the long run. Yes, inclusivity is a nice sentiment, but let's not fool ourselves. Caitlin Clark is turning the WNBA into must-see TV. Sales of Clark's jerseys are skyrocketing. You can't fake that kind of star power when she's on the court, as arenas are packed and TV ratings are extremely high.
Her big thing is to be ready for the WNBA season. And people are like, why? She's only making $70,000 in the WNBA. What is the point of her worrying about that league rather than trying to push for?
Put this in 305-317, but the NBA has responded with silence and no reform. Fans are pleading with the league to update its pay structure. But nope, let's stick with the same antiquated system and risk alienating the very players and fans who could keep the league relevant. It makes you wonder who's really in charge, doesn't it? The NBA, for its part, seems to understand. There have also been no changes made to the salary cap or creative solutions to reward their star player, who is essentially carrying the league. She received personalized sneakers from Kevin Durant. Steph Curry received praise from the people. It's almost laughable that other players have potential, but let's not pretend that anyone else is selling out arenas or drawing in 19 million TV viewers. That's not potential. That's reality. While basketball legends are practically lining up to sing her praises, the WNBA's response to her is, at best, lukewarm. Instead of applauding her, some people are criticizing her play, acting as though her success is a fluke or that others are equally responsible for the league's recent buzz.
She is hotter than fish grease right now when it comes to making money. That's why she didn't have to do the Unrivaled League. That's why she didn't have to do none of the stuff they wanted her to do during this offseason for the W.
Clark's influence stretches far beyond the court. She's brought a swagger and confidence to women's basketball that it hasn't seen in decades. Young girls are picking up basketballs because of her. Brands are lining up to sponsor her. Fans who couldn't tell you the difference between a free throw and a layup are tuning in just to see her play, and yet the league treats her like just another cog in the machine. Imagine if the NBA treated Michael Jordan that way in the 9s. Spoiler alert, it wouldn't exist as we know it today. The numbers don't lie, but the league sure does. The WNBA wants to act like its success is the result of collective growth. Let's be real, it's Caitlin Clark dragging the league forward, kicking and screaming. Without her, those TV ratings plummet, those ticket sales nosedive, and those merchandise profits evaporate. The league should be bending over backward to keep her happy, not sticking to antiquated pay structures that scream, we don't actually value you.